Hey, everybody. Show 15. Welcome, everybody. Coach's Corner Crew, Show 15. And a happy Thanksgiving. About a week away from Thanksgiving. We're a little off schedule today, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday afternoon. We're back here in Set B, Room B, the room of the dark with some lights on. And just trying to get some things fit in before we get to the holiday. Guys, tonight's going to be the show, and we'll be a lot of differences in this, folks. This is going to be coming out on next Wednesday, midnight, before Thanksgiving, because everything we're talking about is going to happen by Thanksgiving.
During the party hours?
So yeah, during the party hours. So
hey, enjoy this episode during your Thanksgiving dinner with your family and friends.
You can, instead of just watching the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Are they, God say they're not on for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving night. Joe Burrow's coming back.
Oh, my God.
They play the Ravens.
All the more reason to watch Coach's Corner
Yeah,
Crew.
did anybody know that?
No,
We
I
saved the
didn't know
podcast
that.
during the Bengals game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, we're wishing everybody happy Thanksgiving
Joe's coming
and this. But, since we saw you on Halloween night, Halloween day when our last one came out, there's been some stuff happen. High school football season for us is over, and Wes is going to cover all that. Basketball season's about ready to begin for the boys. The girls are already probably 5 games in,
Yeah.
and wrestling's had a meet. So, hey, around the area, things have been going on. Just getting started with wintertime. So that I don't sit here and talk the whole time, I'm going to let Wes, let's finish up on what happened with Franklin County football. Last time we all spoke, it was going to be Halloween night versus Lawrenceburg. So fill us in.
Well, they played Lawrenceburg, obviously, on Halloween night. Didn't go the way we wanted, but they put a good effort in against a good Lawrenceburg team. You can't take nothing away from Lawrenceburg. I mean, they're tough, has been for a long time. But sure would have liked to see us win that game and get on to that sectional final, because I think we'd definitely been sectional champs if we could have done that. But credit to Lawrenceburg, they got a good team. But I like to say what a season it was. It was a good season. We went 8-3 on the year, which was an improvement from 7-4 last
I was
year.
going to say, is that the most? Has that been the most wins in a while for a
It's probably
season?
been the most wins in pretty long time. Not sure how long, but I'd say in a while. We also we won the small school conference title, so that's a plus.
Did we get anything for that? Did you get a football
Well,
or something?
I think
Pat on the back.
you get a pat on the back, and I think you get a little trophy.
Okay.
So we won.
I think I got a trophy.
Won the small school conference title, which is us, Rushville, Greensburg, and South Dearborn. So we're the best out of them.
Connorsville's still ahead of us, aren't they, in size-wise?
Yeah, they're up there with
Okay.
East Central, Batesville, and
Batesville's
Lawrenceburg.
bigger than us?
well, I guess they're in the big school conference.
I guess they're bigger.
Big Pants Conference.
Yeah, I think all the
Big
schools
britches.
all the schools are pretty close except for East Central, I think.
Well, Greensburg's bigger because they get all them Newcastle people. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Well,
I try not to say that on the show.
that happens.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Hey, some schools get
Greensburg,
players
Newcastle,
from other
suburb.
places, Well, anyway.
I just came back from Anderson, so
Yeah, Huff was just in Anderson.
yeah, home of the Indians, 2-time state champs
And
for basketball.
probably about 3.
3,
But Jumping Johnny Wilson
not
was
since
on
1930.
1946.
Okay,
Terry Turner, you coached with Johnny Wilson. So
I didn't have one in
Yeah.
a while.
poor man's passed away. I think he got a statue for him.
Yeah, they do. They got one jumping.
Sorry, Wes.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
get to
sorry about that. We're
basketball.
coming
You guys go way back.
Yeah, talking Anderson High School.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just still thinking about the Lawrenceburg loss, but anyway, I'll get over it eventually.
Like me and the Bengals and Steelers 10 years ago.
Well, it was a good season. I enjoyed watching the games and going to the games. Like I said, we was 8-3, 3 losses against 2 to Lawrenceburg, 1 to East Central. So both of them teams were sectional champs. So we only lost to 2 good teams. But I'd like to say thanks to the seniors who put in all their time over these last 4 years. I'm sure most of them were 4-year players. You know, to put the time and effort in, it's not easy sometimes. A lot of kids think they're going to play football, end up quitting, and you don't have as many seniors as you think you're going to have time your senior year comes.
And not to interrupt, but these seniors, I bet these were all 4-year seniors, weren't they?
I would say most of them, if not all of them, probably were, yeah. Well, and I know this guy was, Wee, because he was playing his freshman year on some varsity, I believe, if I remember right. But I'd like to thank Wee. What's his first name? Mason.
Yeah, it is Mason.
Mason Wee.
Sorry, we've known
Yeah.
so many Wee-Wees. I started to go back to Steve Wee and all
Right.
that. Paul and John. And,
One we played softball
yeah,
with.
softball guys.
He's a great player, man. He played
Yeah, he did
quarterback
play
some when Wyatt was hurt. He played running back. He would go out and catch balls, play defense. Pretty much never come off the field. Like to thank Wyatt Bowling. Heck of a season. He was hurt for, what,
Oh,
3 or 4 games
Yeah.
A bunch of
maybe?
games.
nice
Yeah.
comeback by him.
Yeah, came back and played real well, and had a great season. Newmeister, love watching him play, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Really aggressive player, and he was really fun to watch. Eli Amrine, Nate Shalleck, like to watch them guys on the line. Flash Polder, what's his first name?
Is it Chris?
You're going back to Stevens' days.
I'm sorry.
Evan.
I forget. Is it Evan? It's Evan.
Evan,
Sorry,
yeah,
Evan.
sorry.
I say your name in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, messing it up here on the football.
Well, him and Amrine and Shalleck, they always did a great job.
They did a good job.
Good job.
You guys playing,
Top
well,
tier
these guys are
injuries.
playing both ways.
Yeah, and Stevenson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Your list. Definitely,
Yeah, I got him on my list. Yes, he was all over the place, never hardly come off the field either. Keegan Clark, the guy, really stepped up, and I thought he played great this year. He was in on all kind of action, seemed like. Justin Perry, number 25, he seemed like he was really played hard and had a great year, really. Carter Dozier had a good year receiving the ball and played safety for us. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. But just like to thank the seniors for a great year. Congratulations, and I hope they go on to do great things, which I'm sure they will. Seems like a bunch of good kids.
A lot of them boys are involved in other sports and things, and probably more than what even I can remember. But they were. It was, and when you mentioned, especially the line guys there, back when we had the interview a couple episodes ago, and we interviewed Wes that night on the phone, and Wes was kind of in the distance still and hollering out question about the offensive line and the line play. I would say that was one of the playing line against big, strong teams isn't always the easiest, and you can't match up as well maybe against a East Central or a Lawrenceburg, but those guys did a pretty dang good job on line play this year.
Yeah, I think they did too. They did a good job opening up holes, and like I said, when you're playing East Central, who's got every year big guys, big strong guys. You do what you can do, with what you got. How some of these teams are always big every year is unbelievable. But the same with Lawrenceburg, they got a lot of players, and, so it's hard to play both ways and continue to try to make the holes all game long when you're getting probably worn out a little bit. I mean, you start out the game 14-0 against East Central, looking pretty good, but eventually you're going to get worn out.
Got a picture of the scoreboard.
We got a picture of the scoreboard to prove that. It was 14-0 at one
And
time.
I still, as we all have said, and I know you can say this about any sporting event, get that one touchdown. Suddenly it's possibly 21-0. That
changed.
rattles the old East Central fan base up.
Yeah.
They don't get so friendly after that.
Yeah.
Me and Mike Huff have been in the bleachers with them. And I'm going to get in trouble. We try to stay out of trouble, but they're a fan base that's pretty friendly before the game, and if it doesn't go their way during the football game, they
Gets a little rough.
they get a little upset. They get a little nervous, but hey,
Well,
that's
it was a little quiet
passion.
over this year when it was hit 14-0 and we was driving for that 21-0.
There were some nervous people on the fence line.
Yeah.
All-
And it
all-
wasn't us in the first quarter.
Yeah, yeah. But sorry, East Central.
Yeah, I mean, Terra Lane was excited.
Yeah.
Picture time and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
How about any other? You got anything more on Franklin County itself? I think they got a nice group coming back for next year. There's guys that going to have to plug a lot of holes, plug a lot, but they did that this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
so,
what people thought kind of after Quinn
where
and
he's going.
Crudup and all the guys left last year, but they plugged the holes up nice and did a good job and actually won one more game than the year before.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was a fun season.
yeah, there'll be some guys coming in and play. We got some guys coming back. Foster boys. We got Parker Gilman. We got who else?
Played
We got?
hard, fought through injuries too.
Yeah, Owen Baker on the line,
Mhm.
and the Lee boy, he'll be back on the line. So we got some guys coming back, and I'm looking forward to next year.
And hats off to Wes and Mike Rauch and Justin and Mr. Kelly and his son and young Holleran. I'm sure I'm missing other coaches too, but they did a good job shifting personnel around, keeping morale up.
Tony Flume.
Tony, of course, yeah. Been with him a long
Tony
time.
C.
And those guys did a good job sticking with and keeping the morale up. They had a good season. So that's and the fan base did a good job too. A lot of support. Bleacher bums were
there.
and fans, the parents, and the band, and the cheerleaders and dance cats made it a lot of fun to go to the games.
It did.
Huff's maybe thinking about quarterbacking next year.
Quarterback next year for
Thought
Frank
you were a
County. Mike
kicker.
Huff.
I do a little bit of both.
Harvey, there's your competition, a kicker.
The only other person I've only seen one kicker as good as Harvey, and that was me back in that day.
Well, Doug.
Les Gilman, can we set up one time where this guy kicks a 25-yard field goal?
I said at the last episode, who's going to rush him? Doug Kuntz over there, and Cal Bell, and Rob Callen, and got Doug over here listening.
Wes was an old holder for me back in the day.
I'll hold it.
Well, Wes
I don't know if you can kick it, but I'll hold it
yeah,
for
he
you.
gets 20 minutes warm up. He's going to make.
I got to have 20,
about
25
the
minutes.
20. I think his leg
Do
would
some
fall.
butterflies and maybe some
I think his
stretches.
knee would come off, but we're not going to say anything more about that.
Next time the field's open.
Maybe Wes will let us come to one practice.
But
He can kick against Harvey, see who's better.
Wes, who's left? Obviously, Lawrenceburg won the sectional.
They won the sectional,
And,
went on the
fill us in.
regional.
After that,
They went on to play Cascade in the regional. It was at Lawrenceburg. Lawrenceburg lost by 4 points, I believe it was, 37-33. I think they had the lead there a couple times early in the game. So, it was a good battle against a good Cascade team. But Lawrenceburg did lose. East Central they were at home against New Pal in the regional in 5A. And it was a 6-6 game still early in the fourth quarter. I did watch that game.
I didn't know nothing about that game. 6-6.
Early in the fourth, and New Pal
I
kind of
really didn't want to know anything about it.
the New Pal scored a couple times in the fourth, which ended up 21-6 or 20-6. Something
Is
like
New
that.
Pal still rated like they were for a
They're
few
big
years?
time.
Are they still
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
They're
solid?
Ranked third out of everybody in the state.
Gosh, they were a powerhouse. I knew them for a few years.
Yeah, they were big time. Then they kind of went down a little bit there for a couple years. East Central played them a couple years ago and beat them by about 40-some points.
49-0.
That year, East Central had
Was
a
that
big
there?
time team.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
that
always
was a good hard fought game, but New Pal got them at the end. So the conference teams are all done. Only one area team, I guess we call it area, still left in the semi-state, and that would be your Milan Indians.
I was going to bring my mile and foam finger in here.
You should have.
How about them regional? And they play regional at semi-state at home, don't they?
I believe it's home.
Because we took a big candy order over there. I know that.
Yeah.
Not Doug didn't, but
Played South
yesterday.
Putnam.
South Putnam, yeah.
South Putnam. And they're
Eagles.
supposed to be pretty tough, I think. So.
What was Milan's record this year? They only have one loss.
No, I think they had
Or did they have a couple?
3 or 4 losses,
Yeah.
actually,
Jeez,
I
I think
think.
it's about 500.
They're coming together at the right time
Yeah.
of year. Good job, Milan.
Yeah, they've been rolling here at the end of the year.
And you know what? How would you say? Would you say it's been 15 years that Milan has had a pretty darn solid football program? Maybe longer, probably longer, that I'm just forgetting about. I mean, I know they were battlers back in the early EIAC days, when they were in our conference. They were EIAC, and they'd have a good team here and there, but they were always known such for basketball.
Yeah.
But they've had a heck of a run in football.
Yeah, they're tough pretty much every year, especially in that
Good
1A
environment
division.
over there too.
So
So
they knocked out North Decatur, who Franklin County played, and
so they beat North Decatur.
yeah, they knocked.
Oh
them out
wow, what a
in
game that was! That in like sectional second
That
round
was the final.
or the sectional
I
final?
think it was the final. wasn't it?
Gosh, it's funny. I haven't paid as much attention to the other divisions besides us, but man, that's a heck of a game between them two teams.
And they
Man.
played during the season too. They play
Okay.
every year. I think North Decatur might have won the first time.
Well,
Might have. That's a conference game.
Yeah,
that's
but North Decatur, they're good 1A team. So
shoot, yeah.
uh,
Anybody else left around the area? Not all the TEC's out, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all done.
They're all gone. Like Milan for us, about the closest one left. After that, gotta go pretty far.
Well, good luck, Mile and
Outside the
Indians.
state.
Yep.
Get in there, and boy, that'd be a wild crowd. I wonder if they're going to allow them to march over, maybe have their band, but they won't be able to do their
No, they
own
can't do their tomahawk
because
dance.
they do a
Channel
pretty
weight,
neat
yeah.
entrance.
Yeah.
It's probably as good as T.C. Williams. Remember the Titans, 1971.
It takes them forever to get around to school. I've been there.
Yeah.
Oldenburg played them back in the day.
Well, good luck, Mile and Indians.
And they should let teams do that.
They should let
Yeah,
'em.
man, let's have some fun
I
at these sectionals, regional, semi-state. Come on.
I tell
Be
you,
better, IHS.
I tell you,
That's right.
how many times
Do better.
If you go back and watch these podcasts, I know it's a broken record, but let's just talk about a comparison. The Elder St. X game coming up Friday night already was sold out in the 2 days. Now they're trying to move it to Paul Brown Stadium.
It is going to be there.
And that game was going to be played, I think actually it's going to be played at Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
they are.
neutral.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, folks, I've been to Ohio and Kentucky playoff games. And when you're playing at the home field, it's war. I mean, you're in our area.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's exciting. And I wish Indiana would get back to that.
Yeah.
Let them have the
Have some fun. Let the crowd
blue
have
light
fun.
shining, the cheerleaders cheerleading, and
Beacon of hope.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's a beacon of hope. Come
Yeah.
home for one game.
The band and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Wes, any more about football? Closing up on football for the year then.
Nah, just enjoyed watching Frank K this year. Can't wait till next year. And we'll say good luck to Milan. Hope they win.
Yeah,
the
good
semi,
luck,
I think.
Indians. I wish I'd have brought the Milan #1 in here. But hey, as we know, we got plenty of college football going on. We're not going to go much into the pros today like usual, folks. It's too depressing. Huffy's given already a good thing to let us know that they're playing on Thanksgiving. That might be when I take my usual traditional
Well, that's
Thanksgiving
That's
nap.
what Joe Burrow's coming back.
I don't know. That's a mistake.
Joe Berto.
Joe Burrow.
Actually, Joe Flacco would probably gladly hand it over.
Yeah.
He was hurt in that Steeler game.
Yeah, his
he
shoulder's
didn't
been
look
hurting.
right.
Couple games.
Yeah, but he's played hard, man. He's done a good job. But Bengals, we're keeping you out. Good luck Thanksgiving. Have some turkey at the end. That's all we're going to say about that. Lions, go Lions, too.
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
You
tradition.
got to watch the Cowboys again.
Doug, do you root for the Lions on Thanksgiving Day?
No, I don't. I don't even. Don't really care.
Well, I guess Doug's not
Doug
rooting
don't
for the
care.
Lions.
Doug was at the freezer bowl.
Doug just wants
Doug
turkey
Doug was at the
and
freezer
pie.
bowl. We got
Yeah.
Doug over here. He's listening. It's kind of being our producer
Yeah,
on
he's
site
supposed
tonight.
to take over for me today.
He might jump in here for Huff.
I doubt it.
Long way home from Anderson.
But Huff, it's exciting. You and Doug went. Doug, you want to talk about the IU home game? Go ahead. Huff and them went. Fill us in. It's big time
Well,
for
we
IU.
left Brookville at 6 a.m., got down there in 2 hours, 15 minutes, parked by our church, crossed from the stadium, broke out the cooler for some adult beverages real early in the morning.
No.
Yes.
Pretty much got to.
Then we went over and started walking around. In past years, there's not even a quarter of the crowd there is now at the game. So took Doug's first ever game to Bloomington, first ever
Rock.
time to Bloomington.
In Assembly Hall.
And I took him in Assembly Hall.
Yeah.
Then we went to the stadium. We sat in section 112.
Does
And then
pretty
here's-
good seats everywhere.
Well, it was good seats till they let the students in.
well, you were just happened to be close to them, I guess.
And we finally found out that kids were just coming in, sneaking into the game. But other than that, it was one of the biggest crowd I've ever been in Bloomington.
What's the capacity of the stadium?
54,000. There was at
It
least,
was a good game to go to.
yeah, there was at least
They were a
50
little
some
flat.
thousand there. Yeah, but
IU was
Wisconsin
flat.
gave it a game till halftime. Come to hear today that they had their fourth string quarterback in there, which was fourth on the depth chart at the beginning.
Those are dangerous sometimes.
Yes,
though.
struggled till halftime. And I told Doug, I said, I might as well just let me off a Gnawbone. I'll walk home if we lose that game.
Kind of Nalbon, I know where that is.
Yeah, and came back and gave I don't know what Signetti said to him at halftime, but they changed everything they was doing and kind of kicked some Badger butt.
I'm sure it was a backside
In the second
chewing. Yeah.
But it was the first 11-0 start in franchise history. 138 awful years of football.
Enjoy it, baby.
Yeah,
Enjoy
I'm
it.
just saying, if you're an Indiana fan, enjoy it, embrace it. How long it's going to happen? Maybe as long as Signetti's there, don't know. But
I think.
And IU is no longer the losingest team in college football.
and Indiana is not now.
Who is it now?
Northwestern is back on
Northwestern
top.
took over.
It was Kansas, Northwestern,
Indiana,
IU.
Kent State,
Kent State.
Kent State by
Golden Flash.
yeah, Kent State by percentages,
They
though,
won some
not by
games when
losses.
Julia Edelman was there.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, but no, Indiana won 31-7. They got the week off. Then it's the Purdue game.
Fill us in on that. After the day after Thanksgiving,
It's the
right?
Friday after Thanksgiving. I think it's a night game.
night game.
And I see
Where at?
We should all get together and watch that.
it's at Ross 8, and they're having a blackout.
You know? Okay.
Don't get me
Okay.
started on the blackout.
No, they
Oh, they're going to be rocking at Purdue.
I mean,
what are they going to do with the
Fine,
CIU?
whatever.
All I knew is I was told one time that Purdue invented football by our colleague Cowboy.
Well, they had some good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Joe Tiller was.
But did
that
they
head
invent football?
coach. Not that I remember.
Okay.
Football.
But boiler up, hammer down. I mean, do we
Boiler
root
up,
for the
hammer down.
Boilers? Yeah, but I was at the worst IU Purdue game ever, and they fired the coach right after the game. About 12
Is
personal
that,
fouls.
yeah, is that the game they
Me
had
and
all the
Shelby's
personal
in the
fouls?
rain.
Yeah.
It was horrible, but we had fun. But not that much fun. But Friday night game
Yeah.
at Ross-Ade.
Blackout.
Indiana undefeated. Purdue, okay, they won 4 games this year? 5?
Two.
2.
They beat two MAC teams.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, watch one of
All
them.
right, but Indiana, come to play. Come to play
Yeah,
that game.
yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
told.
they're going to come to
Come to
play,
play.
Rob. No,
Come to
Robbie.
play. Rob Callen
They're
would be
coming.
like, probably either be positive or mad. We'll find out later.
Hey, Rob Allen, do you know where Indiana would play if they won that game?
In the championship game.
Against who?
Ohio State, I guess. Okay, if Ohio State would
The
lose,
Ohio State.
who do they still got the lock in their division?
No, it'd be Oregon.
there's no divisions.
It'd be Oregon.
We can
If,
beat Oregon.
if
yeah.
Michigan happened to beat Ohio State,
Oh
again,
gosh, the
yeah, they
initial
got the game.
They got to beat
Yeah.
Michigan, baby.
Hey, there ain't no
But
giving.
Ain't no guarantee.
But they don't count.
Doug's
they
over
don't-
here.
They don't count
Hi, Doug.
the scheduling with the championship games as far as where you're ranked in the playoffs, do they? I don't
No,
think.
no, not.
That don't apply anymore.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but we're just worried about Indiana playing
So,
Michigan.
if they
Oregon
would
or-
get beat by Michigan,
I think
they're
it's
out.
gonna. I think it'd be Oregon. And
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, we hold nothing
That
back
would be
usually
great.
on our
I hold
disdain
no
for-
grudges against any
Buckeyes.
teams in the Big
One
Ten.
thing you got to remember too is
Right, Robbie?
Yeah.
they ain't gonna, it probably is not going to happen, but Oregon's got to play USC this weekend too.
Okay. Wish I could turn the camera around for DK.
Yeah, Doug.
USC's not quite that good. I don't think they can beat them, but that could be something that happens there
Can you
too.
come in and wave at the camera for a second? All right, we're making history.
Yeah.
This is going to make our viewership
Yeah.
go
Oh,
up
this
because
is going to go
people,
big time.
people
This
have been
will make
asking for Doug to come into the.
this
Doug,
will
you
make
might
your
get-
viewership go down.
No, no,
Hey,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
we can talk all
no,
day
no.
now.
You want a
Talk
chair
all
over
day.
there?
Yeah.
No.
Well, just go stand by Wes so you
Pete
can
Sean.
watch your thing there.
Where's Pete
We
Sean?
only got a couple more minutes.
Hey,
Yeah.
come on, you want my seat?
But anyway, that's Doug. Everybody.
And he likes
heard us
North Dakota State
talk
football.
about. Yeah, Doug.
They played
real
St.
quick,
Thomas Aquinas this
Are
weekend.
you done with IU?
They would just got to win the Big Ten championship and go to the playoffs.
Hey,
I
Purdue,
think they're going to do it.
we coming.
Doug,
That sounds like
real quick,
like
we
no
talk
shit.
about them on here. Montana, North Dakota, but Doug is like the North Dakota State expert. Fill us in on them. Let the people know.
I mean, they're a good team. They're
undefeated, ain't they?
They're undefeated. They have few flaws. They got what everybody wants now is a running, throwing quarterback. He's a big guy, and he accounts for a fair share of their offense. Their defense is really solid. They just
What is
they
North
beat
Dakota
people up.
State's main purpose, though? Run the football.
Run the football. Yes.
Well, I know he
Yeah.
always said that in the past.
Yes, I mean they're a run first team, and what I like about them is they play physical. They're a physical football team.
Who would ever get you started on North Dakota State football?
Roger Purcell.
Roger
Oh,
Purcell.
God, Roger. He didn't like that. He liked
No.
this. Doug's a true allegiance, but he's about 60-40 now.
Now Huffo got me started on North Dakota State. He introduced me to him in the Division II teams, and I started following them.
One double A. I said, Doug, you ever heard of one double A football? He goes, no. I said, they got a playoff system.
And we and Doug used to say for years when
guys
we would be
made fun
frustrated
of
about the
Holy Cross.
thing
man.
that we just knew that they had the right system.
Mhm, they always had.
And
Yeah.
we were always jaded because I was a Penn State guy and they got gypped back in the day. Doug, some people say Notre Dame getting gypped. Yes, they got gypped a few
Yes.
years
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
potential national champion. So we're going to leave it at that. Phone callers call in sometime, disagree with
But,
us.
I wouldn't know.
But
But going back to one thing the conversation I had with Huffo about the Kurt Signetti, we were talking, and I said, I can't believe this guy. He's been at like Elon, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and he's been at several other small schools.
James Madison.
But
They was one double A.
but his main gig was he was a recruiting coordinator in Alabama, and he's so-called tremendous developer of talent.
Under Saban.
And knew a lot of players of talent, knew where to look for it. That's how he got his start. But he is. I told Huffy when the IU got him, that was a find. I
You
mean,
said that's a good one.
I said
remember you did.
that's a guy
That's
that.
a good hire.
that's
No,
a
I
good
agreed
hire.
100%.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know nothing about him.
Well, I knew about it
Till
just
the press
because
conference.
I just knew about him from following James Madison some and following, that division, North Dakota State, and the other teams in that. And I just knew he was a very good coach, and I was just shocked that he had been at those smaller schools that long.
Because he's not a kid. He's
No.
63, isn't he?
But he's tremendously loyal, and I think IU will keep him.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Why would you leave? You have took the most
Yeah. And
second or whatever, most dormant
Yes.
Division I program
Yes.
ever, and for 2 straight years you've made the national playoff, and
Yeah.
now you're undefeated going into
Yeah.
the Purdue game and / Big Ten
Yeah.
championship.
I
and
did
playoff.
tell Doug, though, when he told me, he goes, don't you like to hire him? I said, what's going to make him any different than anybody else that's ever
Well,
coached
you always go
okay,
into
well
that.
now we got to tamper that with a little bit of what's going on with football now.
Yeah, of course.
Because if now I wouldn't have said the same thing if the portal stuff wasn't going on, because
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, with the portal stuff, you can remake your team. Now I'm not saying he eventually couldn't have got them going regardless, but
been harder.
it would have been a lot
Yeah,
harder.
it's been harder.
You know
Well, he
what?
brought 20 guys with him from James Madison. He said,
Yeah.
"Let's go, baby."
Yeah.
Danny
Hell,
Doral,
Yeah.
Danny Doral, who,
Yeah.
as we know, coached college and friend of the show, and getting back on here maybe in the beginning of the year. Anymore, the building through the recruiting of high school. Yes, if you're a 5A or a blue chip one, of course they want you. Yes, but now they're like, give us that guy who maybe hasn't shown everything yet on a certain team. Bring him with us. Got experience. We'll work with that more.
The kid from Cal that IU's got now.
Oh, my gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mendoza.
Yeah,
Good God, he's something.
Mendoza. Yeah,
Especially for being a Cal guy.
yeah. I mean,
Aaron
Good day,
Rodgers.
Rogers.
He knows where to find them, make
Yeah.
them fit in there,
Yeah.
and just
yeah.
Well,
they've already played some ball. They might not be 5-star
He's on the
guys,
Heisman tour this week,
Yeah.
I heard.
and let's face it, Indiana relates well to a coach that has any similarity of a Bob Knight. Now, Bob Knight didn't say the certain things like Signetti has said, like Google me or this, but he's a hard case disciplinarian. They're very fundamental. I think that's the part that I like watching about him.
Yeah.
Is you don't see him do a lot of quote unquote stupid things a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, anybody, but is that Surratt going to make it back?
I hope so.
Well, he was me and Doug seen him jogging and running
Okay.
sprints
They're
on the
always-
sideline.
yeah, they're
Is he a
warming up
running
a lot.
back or wide receiver?
He's wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, good luck,
Yeah.
IU.
But like with the other thing with Signetti is, and they're becoming dinosaurs. You can't coach like a Bob Knight or Signetti anymore. You can't start out as a young coach like that because it's not going to work. They're going to be all kinds of people on you about how hard you are on the kids.
Well, you can do it for one thing only.
if you win.
If you win.
Yeah, if you
And
win.
the same way with Signetti.
Yeah.
Let's say he would have came to IU and went 4-6. Well,
Yeah.
the act runs dry real quick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Kind of like Coach Rah Rah.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. But anyway, North Dakota State's got how many more games left, Doug? One
They
more.
got one more against.
Then they go into their playoff,
Then
right?
they go into playoff.
And
yeah.
Montana's still undefeated. Guess the same thing for them.
Yeah.
I don't know what these guys are talking about.
We're
That's
talking
really-
yeah, we got,
recipe for
we got
Coca-Cola.
one more high
Yeah.
school thing to say.
Oh,
after
yeah.
Doug's
Go
done.
You're
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Doug.
Are you done?
Yeah, no, that just North Dakota State's a really fun team to watch. If you like to watch Division II or anything like that, they're-
Real quick question, and will Notre Dame make the big playoff?
compared to what they're saying, yes, I think they should. But I'm always a believer, and I'll say it. If you beat a team head to head, the other team should be in there. But when they say they compare them over a long length of time, then Notre Dame has the edge.
Okay.
So I really don't care if Miami gets in or not, as everybody knows, and I got some
Glad you
colorful things to
accommodated
say
it, but-
about them, but I will not say them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now don't hold back.
yeah.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back, Doug.
No.
Not on my account.
Well, he's right. But Notre Dame's going to make it.
But
and
I
kept
mean,
saying,
like you said before, to just sit there and say that Notre Dame has not quote unquote been, you know what, this
yeah.
is ridiculous. And then you got guys on their sports writers that are saying that that Pitt and Navy just gave Notre Dame the game like they just gave it to them. They were just rolling over for them. So it's like, come on, seriously?
Well,
So that's all I have to say on that.
that's said enough.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff. What was your high school thing here? You got
Yeah.
Wes has got an alarm.
We got wait on Wes on this one.
Hello? Okay. Go ahead.
Probably Jeff Sizemore.
Probably.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What was you needing to jump in with?
Well, we was going to
Go ahead.
have a shout out to my nephew's second cousin at Knox High School, Knox, Indiana, Miles McLaughlin.
You ever heard of him? You
About
heard of
to
him?
break Derrick
Derrick
Henry's all-time rushing
National
rushing high
record.
school
Ever.
Where are they from?
12,000, Knox,
Knox.
Indiana.
Wow.
It's in the region up there.
They had him on YouTube
Great.
the other day.
No, I've had him everywhere.
He's a
Derrick
big-
Henry
yeah,
even shot
yeah.
it
Derrick
out.
Henry is the national high school rushing
Yes,
leader.
and he's 200.
12,000 some
Yeah.
yards Derrick
Okay.
Henry rushed for in his high school career and his kids. Like,
I don't know who that is.
what? 380 or 400 yards away from breaking it?
Yeah. He ran the ball 51 times for 383 last weekend against Angola High School. They play Fort Wayne Bishop Lurs this weekend. Good luck.
in my
He's
state.
250 away from the all-time record. He broke
Good
the
luck.
state record in yards in a season. He broke the state record in touchdowns in a season.
He's got a ton of passing yards and
He's got
rushing yards, hasn't he?
he doesn't have a lot of passing yards. They had at one time he only threw the ball 15 times all year. They run a single wing.
Okay,
They
maybe-
hike him the ball. He's
okay.
considered a quarterback, but he's a running back. They put they don't have any. They have one flanker, but he usually comes in and blocks.
Okay.
They got 10 guys on the line.
And this is 3A, right?
Yeah,
This is 3A?
3A football.
Yeah.
Well,
Coached by Russ Radke, who was at
oh,
Connorsville
gosh.
for
You got
8
Connors.
years.
How about that?
Yeah, so good luck to him. I hope they win the state. They got played Lurs, Bishop Lurs, and probably after that, probably like Ron Colley or somebody. Or
Good luck to
Could be
him.
Cascade or
Ron Colley.
Ron Collins 4A.
Hey, 4A, okay, played
Ron
Chitars.
Collins. That's what I was getting ready to say. I thought
Be an Evansville team.
I have a
Gibson
feeling,
Southern.
Yeah, Gibson
Gibson
Southern.
Southern.
I have a feeling there's a semi out there. Do you think there is?
Well, there could be.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Has anybody got anything
Well,
else?
that's about it. I just.
Hey, just to fill you in, and that's all good stuff. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Basketball season for boys starts next week. Scrimmage this week. The show today that we coming out next Wednesday, a little different. We're doing going to do a remote interview tonight with Rob Cowan and Brandon, our first remote setting from Brookville. And also, I'm going to have coaches interviews tonight with wrestling coach Justin Lysing, ladies basketball coach Franklin County Kyle Van Meter, and Mark Foster. So that's all coming up in the show the rest of the way. And in June, we'll splice it all in. But guys, we
Stay tuned for all of them.
we better call this part a wrap for tonight or for today. And Thanksgiving's coming around. It's always happy. I got Mom's turkey right there, the old Laura Allen traditional turkey. So
Everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
yeah, everybody have a good
Get
Thanksgiving
full.
with this
Good
group.
evening and good Thanksgiving
And,
stuff.
Go Sox.
Thanks
We
for
should
Doug,
try to
too,
get
for
together and
coming
watch
in.
that.
Yeah.
Doug did a good job. We've been
Yeah, Doug's
talking
gonna
about
take
him.
over
enough.
for me. after
One
I
in here. I don't
leave.
know about them taking over. He can just
No.
jump in here. So we're going to end this part of it, and we'll have the rest of our show coming to you later on as the day progresses. So thanks, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
See you, Travis.
Hey, everybody. This is Rob with the Coach's Corner crew. In case you don't know it, I'm up here in the Brookville High School Public Schools archive room, which is in the old Brookville High School, now the Government Center. And I'm proud to say that Melinda Brown and I are the curators of this. And started by Mr. Job and several others. If you ever get a chance to visit this place and see, take a tour of it, or come up and just look around at a lot of the good athletic memories and things from Brookville High School, and not just Brookville. It's got things from Laurel High School, Whitewater High School, and Springfield High School, where my mom went. So it's a really neat place, and you've probably heard us talk about it before. And tonight, we're going to be doing interviews with Rob Cowan and Brandon Cowan up here. It's just a chance to get to do a show, part of the show, from a different spot. So I thought I'd just walk you around before Brandon and Rob get here. There's some neat Whitewater stuff. And since we got a little bit new remote access, we're going to add all this stuff into our episode, our Thanksgiving episode, episode 15, which will be coming out at a different time next Wednesday at 12 midnight. So a little different. We'll get ourselves on the air before Thanksgiving, and you can watch us on Thanksgiving Day as you're enjoying some turkey. But here's some neat Springfield stuff. Laurel items right here. Picture of my brother-in-law, Terry Turner's freshman team. Terry's in the glare there. There he is, back row. That was his junior high jersey he donated. So a lot of neat stuff. Even some neat things like announcers, microphones, and typewriters and different things. So if you ever get a chance, come to the Brookville Government Center, the old Brookville High School, and come on up here. It's always open. There's the ball from the Big Dribble, the 1975 Big Dribble sectional. Big story behind that. Denny Doral always likes that story. So I'll sign off here and get ready for Rob and Brandon to come up. But again, come check this special room out. I think it's something that everybody would enjoy.
Don't matter. You're going to hear half of it anyway.
All right, everybody, we're up here our second section of the Coach's Corner Crew, episode 15. We're back in Brookville, Indiana tonight at the Brookville Schools Archive Room. We call it Brookville High School Archive Room. And I did a little walk around tour that you'll get to see on the podcast. But of course, this is the home of me and Rob Cowan as far as being graduates.
Yep. This is Mr. Simonson's old room.
And he's sporting
his photos back there.
His photos back there. It's
We ain't going to get
legendary.
into that.
I can pull it out.
Nope.
Robbie Allen Cowan.
Nope. No, we ain't
He
doing
looked
that.
good. Trust me. All the ladies in 87 class loved him. So, but he's even sporting the sweatshirt. Good
course.
look tonight. And the
In your
Colts
hand
hat.
room.
Oh, I have my whistle on still.
And this
Blow
guy
it.
just got
Does it
done
work?
coaching.
Yeah,
tonight.
it works. I ain't blowing it in here.
Oh, okay.
But real quick, what's your what's the games looking like so far for you?
So seventh grade, we're currently 3-1 right now. We've beaten Milan, Lincoln, and St. Michael's. Our only loss was to St. Mary's of Greensburg. We were down like 15 at the half, tied it up with 20 seconds left, and they took the lead by 2. We went 1 for 2 from the stripe, but the kids held that was our first game of the year coming off fall breaks. We went all fall break, no practice, come back Monday for a game. I mean, they fought their tails off. No, I got a good group of kids. I really enjoy it. 12 boys on the team. A lot of them have my brother as a football coach and Hunter as a football coach. So we joke around a little bit here and there about stuff. But overall, great set of kids. I can't complain. Good kids. They like to have fun, but they like to work. I've noticed about the last week into this week, the kid has a question. Some of the other kids are stepping up and explaining the place to them or walking through steps. So seeing that sportsmanship, that team camaraderie come through has been really great. We'll travel to St. Michael's tomorrow night to play them on our rescheduled game.
St. Michael?
Yeah, we had to reschedule that. Probably because he was reffing the first time and I was coaching.
Yep.
I think they canceled it because of that. But
I think they were
Throwing your
scared.
butt
I'll just
out.
say about my alma mater. They might have been scared.
but it'll be my first time coaching against St. Michael's in the St. Michael gym ever. So I'm excited about that for me. And
Well, you know the
Being
lay of the
alumni.
land. You've done the score clock. You've seen many a game. You
Seen
were doing them as a
referees.
kid.
Refereed there once.
You referee. You
I
did that.
I did referee one time at St.
That's where
Michael's.
you did it.
And it was St. Michael's blew the team out. It was a quick game, but I hated it.
Were you guys? Did you? Do
I
it
was his
together?
partner. I
Oh,
filled
hey.
in.
That's all right.
But it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I know a lot of the St. Michael boys very well. Dylan Dorrell being our cousin, get to coach against
Oh.
him. So it's a little bit of fun. I mean, it's good. They're all good kids, but
Is Sarah coaching them?
no, it's
No, it's,
Tiff and
Colt.
Joseph Colks are coaching.
Oh, Colts are
I asked them if we could bring the homies out one time or another, but they just started laughing.
I tell you. And do you guys get to team up again? Maybe somewhere down the season.
We don't. That was our only game we had on
That's
the
the only
schedule.
one.
Unless he gets a fill-in for one of our games, but
I hope you do.
we'll
Hope you
see.
get
I'll
through
get
it.
ejected in the first minute of the game.
If you get that far, you'll be good.
But
You-
no, I mean, 7th grade, we have a really good squad. I mean, we're figuring a lot of stuff out. We're a little bit undersized in some areas, but, I mean, the kids, they fight hard. You know, they get after loose balls. They're aggressive. I mean, it's things that you can't really ask much more out of your players as a coach. I mean, they know, like, we played St. Michael's, and they have 2 kids that are probably pushing 6'2", 6'3". They're big.
Back at St. Michael?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
In the
Um,
seventh grade?
There's
Eighth?
Eli Smith and Austin Schwab, Big Tex, Doug Schwab's boy. I mean, they're big kids. I mean, they're tall. You know, they can. But I said, guess what? You got to box them out. You got to outplay them. You know what I mean? You got to go out there. You got to box out. You got to go for rebounds. And I mean, they did. I have one kid, Joseph Strong. He's from Laurel, now at the middle school. And I'll tell you what, that kid has a nose for the ball. I mean, ball goes up, he is flying in there, crashing boards, and he's a workhorse. I mean, and all of them are. But I told him, I said, you know, they're taller than you, but I said, go at them, go after it. And you know, he's one of probably 12 boys I can say, go do it. And you know, you tell them to run through a brick wall, they're going to do it for you.
You know, I'd heard that the eighth grade had some height.
They
but
do.
At St. Michael's, we were never used to having anybody big like that. And that's for seventh grade? That's for pretty darn big.
Well,
kids.
so St. Michael's is a
Or
combined
mer-
7th, 8th
merged.
grade.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are both, I believe, it might be 1 7th and 1 8th grade, those 2 boys.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But yes, 8th grade team, really solid team too. They have 10 boys on the squad for Coach Jason. They got length, they got speed. I think the shortest player is Will Allen. at about 4 something. Our tallest is probably Camden French, and he's about 6'3", 6'4". I mean, they got, like I said, they space the floor really well. A lot of teams they go up against, they outsize them, so they get things come a little bit easier to them. But having a grade above you, in my aspect, with my 7th graders scrimmaging against a team that's bigger than them, stronger than them, quicker than them, I think that makes us better. And the eighth grade kids do a great job at, like, today we're going through 2-3 zone and working through it. And in the 8th grade team, like Will Allen, Grant Tebby, they were the 2 guys at the top, and they're talking about defense, like, hey, drop to the bottom guy to drop back down to the zone. And just, I mean, all those 8th graders are good leaders. They help each other out. They help the 7th grade out. And I mean, again, it's one thing you can't really ask much more out of kids. They help each other out, talk to it, and they're good friends. We have a good time at practice. But on the season right now, they are 4-0.
The 8th grade?
8th grade, they beat St. Mary's of Greensburg. They beat Lincoln. They beat Milan. And then they just played St. Lawrence last night, and they beat them.
And the Panther Dome?
It was at our place. So
Okay.
St. Lawrence has 0 boys in the 7th grade class. They don't have a 7th grade team. They had 6 boys on the St. Lawrence team, but only 5 showed up last night. So it was 10 versus 5. But then they went and played in a tournament down at South Dearborn 2 weeks ago. And I think they ended up going 2-1. Their only loss was to Batesville, and we played Batesville on Monday. So a little bit of a redemption type game, come out there. And I talked to them today at practice, said, hey, what did they do? What did we do wrong? And, they talking to each other, what they need to do better against it. They just have a basketball knowledge that you can't coach that. You really can't.
Well, it's a good thing. And if they're enjoying it, and like you mentioned the word camaraderie, if they're getting to start to be that way, because sometimes kids are just odd at junior high age, they awkward sometimes. But if they're getting along like that and actually helping each other out, because that wasn't always the case back in our day. If you were the best player, you wanted left alone. I mean, it was kind of different. It could even kind of be, I don't want to say bullies, but you were kind of like, I'm good, you're not, stay out of my way.
Crap alone.
And there wasn't a lot of mentorship.
No, not a bit.
Yeah. But, well, that's good. And we'll get back to some stuff with Brandon soon. But as you can see, we're using these handheld mics tonight. June's finally got us, not finally, she's got us set up to where we can have remote sites. And that's why we're here in the archive room tonight. This is where we originally thought that the podcast was going to be all the time. But there's some hoops to jump through on that, and it just didn't work out. But we're here tonight, and we're glad to be here, and it saves these guys a drive all the way up to Connorsville.
Yeah, no.
In the hood, as you like to call it. Or Travis
The
thinks
Ville.
it's the hood.
I call it the Ville.
That's the Ville.
You
The
care if I
Ville.
borrow that for a
Take
second?
it, take it.
But anyway, since we got Rob here and haven't got to have him on for a couple episodes, the night I was going to call you, what I wanted to ask with you specific, and I've been wanting to have a podcast just for this, but scheduling these podcasts I thought was going to be easier than it is. It's people are
Getting
busy.
everybody that can do it.
Yeah, people are busy. But I wanted to ask a couple questions because I've never really known the history of it. Have you reffed forever? Yeah, I know that. But what got you started, and what was the urge to get you started reffing?
There's a guy who lives on Golden Road named Dan Doral.
Oh my gosh!
Got me into it.
Really?
I think at one time he used to referee too, and he kind of said, "This is what you need to do."
What year was that? Like right after high
I started
school?
1990, so it's probably 80, 89, somewhere in the ballpark.
Okay.
So I said, all right. And so I got in, looked into it. I took my tests, whatnot. He called Bill Thackeray, I do believe.
Yeah.
And Bill gave me a few games here. And that kind of got the ball rolling that way. I think my first game was actually with Mr. Bob Bryan.
Oh my gosh!
I think that was my first one.
Pretty good one
Either
to
him
start
or
out with.
Jerry Manus. I'm not sure which one it was. But the St. Michael's at the time, I forget who was AD at that time, but they got me doing it, and I got in with Kevin Amrine. We kind of just started doing all kinds of games.
I forgot about Kevin doing them too.
Yep.
Old CYOer.
And I kind of went from there, and I guess some people call me a CYO or a St. Michael ref. Is what it is,
Homer.
Well, that's okay. This leads into my next question about it. I got several for the referee. Who have you done the most games for? Is it St. Michael?
St. Michael's, no doubt about it.
Okay.
St. Michael's done quite a few, all pretty much a lot.
And CYO.
And CYO. Done a few out at Laurel, not a whole lot. I've already been out there once this year. Do a few out at Mount Carmel. Dumped the new Laurel gym or old Laurel gym. I've done one in there. Of course, done in Heaven. I've done one over quite a few over to high school. So don't go no further. Don't first ever been with Randolph Southern, and that was for Monty. And I really haven't been. I take that back. We went to College Corner. I've refereed in Indiana, Ohio, same
Okay.
night.
You've done it at Seton because you were there to watch me
Seton.
play one year and Chloe play one year, and you filled in.
Yep.
Because they only had one ref
Sure.
show up.
Yeah,
You've done a few of them where
I've
you
done a few of them like
jeans and a t-shirt. He's
Well,
wrapped a few.
You'd walk in. Actually, Wes Lay, who's Becky's been coaching the cheerleaders out at Laurel. Wes said the other night the coach, maybe like an assistant coach, had to fill in, or the 8th grade guy did the 7th grade.
They
game.
had it was Laurel and Mount Carmel, and neither ref showed up.
Yeah, and
So they had one coach from each team refing it because they said, I mean, that sucks. It happens. Like I said, we've seen it many times where you only get one ref showing up.
yeah,
And that's very stressful. I mean, at the high school, we do the confirmation. Brad, Stacy, Dustin Riley, Bradburn, all them, they text the refs like a week or two in advance and say, hey, like confirming next week's schedule. Like,
Yeah.
we got you this day and stuff. But yeah, like I said, they had no coach or no ref show up. So they had one coach from each team from the grade level above, ref the lower grade level, and the lower grade level coaches coach the above grade level game.
Well, and Wes said that somebody even had the nerve enough to give him crap.
Oh, that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, and I know Rob refed a lot of my games, and unless my memory's that bad, I always appreciated they were showing up on Sundays, and other than saying like, Rob, what was that call? You and me never. I don't think you ever had to maybe scold me. If you did, you did it
Yeah.
nicely, and I kept my mouth shut after that. But if of all the when was like your first high school JV or varsity or something?
That would have been, I can't tell you the year it was. It was at the new school. Mr. Grimes gave me a call. I just happened to be home that day. He says, what are you doing in about an hour from now? Nothing I know of. He says, I need a referee. I said, okay, I can be there. He goes, you know anybody else? I said, well, I gave him Kevin's name. I says, I don't know what he's doing. So he called Kevin. So we both were called that same day, and we're both refereeing that same day. I think it was like for a freshman game or something like that. But, it's the first game I ever did over to high school. My wife at the time, she was the flag corps coach. And at halftime, right before the game, Chuck comes over. He goes, you got shoes on, tennis shoes on? I'm like, yeah. He says, come on, we need you. I said, all right. I just figured I was doing something, He ended up taking me in the locker room, and Slicky was in there.
Oh my God,
And
his old
Slicky
pal.
he goes, I got a shirt and a whistle. Let's go.
All right.
And that's the first junior high or university game I ever done was with Slicky.
You can't. You probably ref with the guy who's done the most JV games in the history of anywhere. Definitely at Connorsville, but he's everywhere. Is he?
I
hate
don't
to
know.
ask. He's
could
still
not
with
tell
us,
you.
isn't he?
He's in Connersville still.
Is he still alive? I hate to say
Yeah,
that. I hate to say that. Sorry.
Last year for the beat cancer game, his wife was a part of the Connersville group for their beat cancer. I forget in what aspect, but that was his wife. I'm pretty sure that was out there. Wife or daughter, I forget which one it was, but someone of his relation was out there for Connersville, so I'm pretty sure he still lives in Connersville.
Did you ever see him do a varsity game? I mean, he was like the king of JV.
No, I never did this varsity game. No,
Okay.
I don't remember. seeing
Just
him do a varsity
wondered.
game.
Gosh, he was around. And you know who I don't think I'm allowed to say that. That's a HIPAA violation. Well, let's just say, remember John Brunsman.
Mm-hmm.
My wife knows him.
Mm-hmm.
And old John, he did a bunch of our games at St. Michael.
Don't get me started on that one.
Well, no, I won't. I didn't know if there's any history there. But John, at first I wouldn't even talk to him much. And then finally I was like, well, I don't get into it with him. I don't thing, finally I started talking to him, and
Yeah.
I think he even said one time he would do a CYO game, but it wound up that I didn't need him. So he said, I don't really like to do older. I'd rather stay with the younger kids. That, on your age group, what would you say is the age group you've done the most games? Like 5th and 6th or 7th
yeah,
and 8th?
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Okay.
I mean, there's no doubt. I'm not a quote unquote be the high school. Got the license for the high school referee, but I just don't. I'd rather do the younger kids myself. You get into the high school, freshman's not too bad, but you get into the JV and it's just too much of kid. It's very competitive, no what.
Oh, yeah.
And as I got older, my knees got older. It's getting harder to get up and down the floor.
Aging.
Yeah, and you get where you just I don't want to be lagging behind and not be able to keep up with them anyway.
Do you remember? Did you ever do a game with Bob Beeson?
No, I did not do it with Bob. No,
He was pretty amazing. Granted, he liked to stick to smaller grades, and he did a lot of the girls' games. But unless my memory is wrong, and I don't think it is, because Brad Spurlock used to always tell me, because he would do a lot of Laurel High School games.
Yes,
my brother-in-law had him. He'd done Connorsville, like he did the area, a lot of Lincoln games.
Quite honestly,
he was awesome.
I may have done a game or two one time or another with him. I just don't remember.
He was early 80s, and he was awesome. I mean, he would always tell us, I might be a little slower. But as far as the officiating the game, he was great. And I know him and Brad were tight, so they got him out there at Laurel a lot. And I was always glad to see him, because it was like, this guy's got his act together.
Well, we got a guy here in the county. I mean, how long's he been refereeing? And they may not be the quickest things up and down the floor, but they still know what they're doing as far as calling the games.
Well, Brent still doing?
Brent still does it.
I was going to say Brent. Probably.
I'm thinking about 252.
Oh, yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
I got more respect for that guy right there. I mean, he's done some big games.
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer.
Championship games.
And he's still up and down that floor getting it going.
That's okay. Then my last question, not to keep drilling you about refereeing, but as it's well known, Rob said he took the test and this and that and got certified. What's going to be the future for refereeing? I mean, it's hard to say, but I'm serious. It's a scary thing right now.
No more 3-second calls.
That's just it.
Not just.
It's going to be a lot of 3-second
reffing.
calls.
Period. Getting reps. What's going to change?
Well, they're going to have to do. I mean, especially the junior high and stuff, the pay, which is getting a lot better. Don't get me wrong, but these guys ain't gonna come out and do it for nothing, unfortunately. And same with the high schools. You're going to have to pay them to get them in there. Well, you can only pay a guy so much because you're making money off what you're coming into the door. And I just don't think. I think between that and anymore, I mean, I remember back in the 80s, whatever, when we went to ball games, you didn't hear the fans getting on the referees for every piddly thing. And granted, I'm bad. If it's a bad call and it's somebody that, if I got, I don't want to say skin in the game, but on the same hand, I know somebody out there on the floor very well, yeah, I'm going to let the referee know it. But on the same hand, if they make a call and everybody else is going nuts and it's the right call, I'll be the first one to say, I may not like the call either, but that was the right call. And that's where I've tried to calm myself down a little bit on some of these games. Going to Ruby's games, there's times where I can get unfreaking real.
You said by our boy Travis, who we missed tonight.
Yes.
It's bound to get you a little excited. He likes to rub his head. I like this maneuver he's been doing now. To stand up. I said, is that the Jesus thing or something?
It's just so easy anymore to go to referees and blame them for everything.
And do you think it's more aggressive? To me, it's just more.
It is. It's more.
I mean, there was mad, but to me, it's almost more scary mad now. Like, just I don't know. What do you think? You see a heck of a lot of high school games. I don't know. I just feel like it's way more aggressive.
I'm trying to think of how to word this properly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Well, no, we talked. There's a young referee here last year, I think. I forget who he's refereeing with.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
And I was in there talking to him, and he was from the Indianapolis area. I said, what got you clear down here in Franklin County? He said, well, up in their area, they do what they call a signer assigns all the games. So if you don't know, you got to know who you got to know, or you're not going to get games at all.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to drive clear down. And he said, by the time you pay for the gas to come down here, he's not really making anything at all.
Well,
and that's where they're getting at too. You got these assigners signing games, which makes it easier for the schools.
Mm-hmm.
But they just say, hey, give me 3 officials. Who cares? So they can, if you got the buddies doing it, they're going to put you here.
But again, I think with this, signers are great. It does help out athletic department wise a lot. But they still, I'm assuming, I don't know if this is correct. They still have to take into account for what your coach ratings are, because those are all public.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I think the signers' main purpose is to find people that are decently close, I would assume, decently close to the area, while still being able to get good rest, or at least rest that know what they're doing, get people that are good and not just ones that are going to start a fight.
Yeah.
Like you talked about the future of refs. I mean, nothing against any of the refs in our area, but we don't have a lot of young refs in our area.
Sure.
And he's been on me for probably 4 years now to ref, and I just don't like it. I mean, it's nothing against it. I've done the coaching side of it. I ref the one game with him, which I had no problems. I didn't get yelled at, even though he tried to get the coach to yell at me just for fun.
She'll let you know, and who happy with
He
her
was
that
trying to
night.
get Marisa Mears to yell at me, and she wouldn't do it.
That crap to him.
He was like, hey.
But it's one of those things. I think it's, in my opinion, again, this is just Brandon Cowan's opinion, not as a person in the athletic department. I think it's time for we gotta calm down at the yelling as people. I get bad about it every now and then about yelling, but then I have to go back and think, hey, what if I'm that person?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's getting more, like you said, I think it was you said, back in the day, you didn't hear fans yell at the refs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now it's becoming more of you hear a lot more yelling at refs than you hear cheering.
Well, I agree, and especially these AAU things.
It's more the thing to do.
They're
now.
vicious.
Yes.
It's
I've heard they can just be.
But
vicious.
again, at a varsity level, you have 10 kids on the floor with 3 refs. I mean, you're not going to see every call.
No.
You're not going to see every foul. And let's say at Franklin County, if you're on the floor as the ref, you might miss something. Well, if you're in the not nosebleeds, but the top section, you can see more of the floor.
You can all call the game a lot better than
Sight level is completely different than
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you look at
5 feet high.
Let's say the guy on the baseline and they're running a bunch of plays and people are going through there. If a kid cuts in front of you, you're not going to see that. And then now it's basically 2 refs trying to see that. And again, they may not have a view at it.
Well, you don't want the referees when you do it, you don't look at the same. We're not looking at the same spot every time. You kind of got to have one guy on this looking at this side of the court, and the other guy kind of looking at their side of the court too, and because there may be something happening. If you're both watching that ball and something happens backcourt, you're not seeing what happens.
Yeah,
I tell you what's so different now too is the style of play.
Yep.
Whereas, for example, maybe in me and Rob's era, when there was a lot of set plays or a lot of, I don't want to say stall, which there was that too at times, but where now it's everything. You're just, especially in the ladies' games, you initiate so much forward contact, whereas before the contact really was more in the post.
and I think the pace of
It's the plow through, initiate on the offensive end.
I know
You
it's
call a foul every time almost.
It's been since the '80s since they've done it. The 3-point plays really changed
Yeah.
that end of it too. Because now you really got to watch out the back because you're going to watch who's behind that 3-point. He's shooting a 3, he's shooting a 2. I had one last night where I'm actually behind the kid in the 3-point line, and I see him, and it looks like he's on the 3. It's a 3 to me. Well, I'm looking at Rob Ball to see what he saw because he's underneath the basket, and he's not. He didn't say no, so I ended up going to 3. But we'll get to that when you brought Brunsman into it. Well, I did a game with him in St. Michael's, and it didn't happen just once. It happened twice, where he's out in the backfield, and he was actually in front of the 3-point line, and the kid was actually behind him in a way. He shot the ball, hit the 3, and Brunswick goes 3 right away. And it happened to be Marissa. She goes, how did he know that's a 3 when he's standing where he's at? And I says, John, how'd you know that was 3? Because he's behind me, wasn't he? I mean, that's kind of the thing where I you get a point in time where you say to yourself, all right, is it time for me to actually just, your knees are getting you, it's just not worth all the fuss.
Well, I think that's why we got to get. I think we got to get younger people into reffing. I mean, IHSA talks about all the time getting younger people into just get into reffing, to get your licenses, because we have a lot of people that are passionate about the sport as a fan, coach, player. I think that gets them into the game more. But again, the pace of play, a lot of the time it's push the ball, push the ball, push the ball, and you're trying to go. Let's say a varsity game, you're going at a 32-minute dead sprint most of the time. There's not a lot of time now where you slow the ball down. You see teams get to make a basket, they're instantly pressing. Well, then you got to get the ball in quick, get down the court quick, so you're not getting your 10-second call against you. And then a lot of times you're trying to almost run a track meet against them.
Yeah.
And I love my father to death. I really do. But he's not going to.
57-year-old guy is not going to keep up.
He's not keep up with the 16, 17, 18-years-olds that are playing basketball.
Sure.
It's just not physically possible. And nobody would in that instance.
I can't even think what the youngest ref we even had in Franklin County involved. They've all been,
Jai Wright.
Yeah,
Probably the
he's probably
youngest
been
ref
the
we've
youngest
had.
one.
He's pretty young.
That's probably, if I had to guess, Jai is probably the youngest ref we've had in a while.
And he's improving. He's pretty good personality. Nice.
Super cool dude to
He
talk
is,
to. Yeah.
But you could tell, I've seen him now, like a couple of different times, like he's progressed and gotten better. He's getting experience. So.
And he said, I talked to him. I said, "Why did you start reffing?" He goes, "I went to college. They needed a ref for
His dad made him do it.
intramural sports." And he goes, "From there, I just picked it up, and I just kept doing it. And I got out of college and got my license to ref with Darren. But like you said, it's in our area alone. We don't that to the best of my knowledge, we don't have one ref that's aged, I'd say 30 and below. Not one, a licensed official. And then you got other schools. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but not really. A lot of varsity officials are older people, and there's a lot of things they're gonna miss. But again, as a fan, as a spectator, as a coach, you're gonna see stuff that they miss. They're gonna see stuff that you don't agree with, but that's just kind of the sport. I mean, every sport across the board, you see that all the time, where you got people will be yelling like, "Oh, that's not that," or "That's a foul," or "How do you miss that?" or football stream like, "That's a passing interference." It's not. You're not going to get 100% of the calls. I think every ref you talk to, you'll make about 20% people happy, and 80% people will be mad at you
If
by the
you're
time.
lucky.
If that number is correct.
I agree. And I don't mean to cut this because this is great. And I've always wanted to add John Heiss and John Kuntz and you guys together. Hopefully I can get to do that sometime. It would. John's wanting to talk about it because he's done it a long time
We'll
too.
pick him up Friday night at the game.
But oh gosh, and I can do little things now with this new setup. And this our camera's got just a few minutes left on it. It's got my battery's not so good on that. These are great. But anyway, guys, real quickly then to end up, and because we still got coaches interviews tonight to do. I see your Colts hat. They're still playing good.
We are still playing good.
And,
I said I'm not playing, but they are still doing very good.
Chiefs this weekend.
That's good.
I think the owners kind of got them all ready to roll.
Well,
He's really put a fire underneath them.
I like what they've done, and I love Warren. To me, he's the best pick in the draft. Myself,
He fell right in their lap,
Yeah.
and I don't think they could have been happier with the pick they got out of him.
he's to me the best pick in
He's
the
a
draft.
stud.
He just even the game they played over the seas where they didn't play their best game. I got to watch all that game, and I was like, you know what? He just does so many little things that are smart, and he's versatile. Besides just being a great tight end, so I'm wishing luck for the Colts. We don't go into the Bengals. We'd already lightly discussed that.
Flacco's going.
We're kind of. I said that Flacco's going to wind up with the Steelers.
Yep.
Because Aaron
But, well,
Rodgers
you
is hurt.
should know. You know the coach.
Yeah. Yes, I know him. He was in Brookville.
Yeah, he
once.
was Merckville. I've heard that
But-
story a few times.
But guys, we're going to wrap this up because I know they want to get home and we're running out of battery time. But hey, we got Thanksgiving coming up. A lot of exciting things. We got games this weekend at Brookville for the girls. Boys season starts next Tuesday. Girls are on the road next Tuesday.
Girls are doing all right. They got a little work to do, but they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Boys scrimmages tomorrow.
Yes, boys scrimmage tomorrow. I'm going to let Kyle definitely fill us in the rest of the way about the girls, and so we don't spoil anything for that interview. And Mark and Justin coming up at the wrestling. But guys, and Rob, I just wanted to say this, and I don't mean to say it's ballyhooed, but as a guy who coached for all those years, and you did me a lot of favors, and as a fan or somebody who gets to be around the sports, thanks for hanging in there with reffing. You guys deserve a lot of tip of the hat. And I know you don't need ballyhooed about that, but thank you for doing it, and all who do it.
I enjoy it.
I got
that's
mad
the
at
only
refs
reason you do it.
too, but
Oh,
I always
as a kid.
you have to respect them. And Brandon, we're going to be busy the
Oh, yeah.
games, and you're going to be busy. So you got big Thanksgiving plans, big Callan Thanksgiving coming up.
We don't do Callan things.
Rob will have probably lunch meat sandwiches that he gets from
They're
Kroger.
good. I got my turkey
get
out
my
in the
pumpkin
car.
pie, and I'll get my mac
He'll
and cheese,
have
and I'll work.
one slice of pumpkin pie with a can of whipped cream.
Well, I got
I'll
my
be
turkey
working, so
roll from Brookfield Butcher out there that I'm going to make
there you
this
go.
weekend, and then Julie, the mighty Julie Boggs, does the whole turkey on Thanksgiving Day. So, so guys, anyway, we'll all be seeing each other a lot the next few days, and it's exciting time. It's basketball is just getting into everything. If you ever want to feel basketball vibe, come to this room. There's the sectional regional champ ball back there.
88
Yep, and 88. So it makes you get in the spirit of sports.
Yep.
So you guys have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
Be safe. This, just again, and I've been reminding it, guys, this is coming out early. So watch it
Blue
on
light.
Thanksgiving, Wednesday night at midnight.
Whoa!
So it celebrates some holiday with the
There's
Coach's
blue light.
Corner crew. Look at
Similar to
that.
blue light.
So
Don't break that.
I'm going to
Yes.
get my rear end. Yes, please do
Mr.
not
Joe.
break that.
Mr. Joe?
Mr. Joe.
Mr.
He
Joe.
knows
Love
it's still
Mr.
in
Joe.
here.
Don't touch
too.
that.
Oh, I ain't gonna break nothing in here.
I'm
It's
going
like
to
that.
head back to Connorsville, get in the office, and I'm going to then have Justin Lysing, Kyle Van Meter,
El
and Mark
Presidente.
Foster. So we're going to sign off,
Sign.
and we'll see you back in a little bit.
I'll hold it for you. I'll just
Is
take
that a
it.
sign off?
You just press it.
Just press it.
You're gonna break it.
Yeah, probably. I'll get it pressed.
Hey, everybody. I guess I'm back up here in Connorsville at the regular Coach's Crew Corner office. Again, it's Wednesday night, November 19th. We're a week and a day away from Thanksgiving. We're giving you a 5-course episode for a 5-course meal you'll probably have on Thanksgiving. And we're back up here now in the office. I kind of explain what's been going on. Of course, we taped some footage with Huffy and Wes and a guest, Doug Kuntz, today here earlier. Got some good football talk and things like that. Finished up on the high school season. Then just a little while ago, I finished up an on-site interview down at the Brookville High School Archive Center, home of the Greyhounds, by the way, in the Government Center, with Brandon and Rob Callan. Travis wasn't able to make it tonight. Travis, we missed you. But we did that with our remote setup that we have now that June's helped us get organized with. And now we're going to end the episode 15, with 3 coaches interviews. And first we're going to contact Justin Lysing, new head coach at Franklin County Wrestling. I'm going to give him a call here just in a second. Then we're going to have Kyle Van Meter, ladies basketball coach, who you've all seen before on the program. And then finally Mark Foster to end the evening to get us updated on the upcoming boys season. So I'm going to try not to screw this up. I'm going to try to call Justin first, see if we can get him on here. FaceTime Justin Lysing. Hey, Justin.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Can you see me?
I forgot about this, not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you busy with practice?
You did.
Well, I'm going to turn you around and get you on the screen here. Oh, as usual, Justin, I drop things.
Don't feel bad. I'm gonna have to blow the whistle here in a second.
No,
so,
you do whatever you need to. And if you need me to call you back, I can.
No, because I got one more to switch, and then we're done for that.
Okay. Can you see the screen, Annie, Justin?
Kind of, sort of. I can see your.
That's okay. It's we can see you good, so we'll get started here. If you need to pause or anything, you just let me know. But hey, first off, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
All right. Well, first off, thanks for coming on. I know you guys are always busy. There's no letdown time, and I don't want to eat up your evening with your work or with your family or anything. But we just wanted to have you on and get a few insights on this year's wrestling season. First off, congratulations on being the new head coach at Franklin County.
Thank you.
I know that you've been an assistant for quite a while, but they're proud to have you, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job. So just go ahead and, Justin, real quick, and I know you haven't had a lot of action yet. You've had the girls' match at Monroe Central, but just fill us in on how the season's going when you get a chance.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right.
Ready? Go.
Justin's a man who's doing two different things, multitasking.
Alrighty.
So go ahead and fill us in on how everything's going for you.
So far, so good. We've got about 28, 29 boys out for the year so far. I would say 14 of those are returners. The rest of them are either new wrestlers or kids who haven't wrestled in a while. Girls, we have 13 girls on the team so far this year. 4 of those are returners from last year. The rest of them are all either new wrestlers or transfer in from Harrison. The boys are looking at starting their season against East Central like normal at East Central in about a week and a half. Girls got to wrestle 2 weeks ago up at Monroe Central Invite. We finished third out of 17 teams. We had 8 scoring wrestlers. We were 35 points out of second place, so with a full roster team in second and first. And we actually beat a full roster team to get to third from fourth and fifth. So I'm very, very happy with how the girls wrestled. All the girls but one that placed. So it was a very good first showing for the girls this year. Hopefully we can do the same thing against East Central and win that duel.
Well, I tell you what, I follow you guys now on Facebook, and it looks like you do a lot of the information on the wrestling thing there, and that's really good information. So I think that's an outstanding start to your ladies season, especially since some of them ladies are first timers also, aren't they?
A majority, yeah, we have 5 returning wrestlers that have wrestled in the past, and the other 7 have never wrestled a match in their life till 2 weeks ago.
I tell you what, in wrestling, I never did it in high school. Coach Froman, I used to always tease him. I said, I wish you had coached cross country or something, but because I couldn't wrestle. But I tell you what, I just admire that you guys can take somebody that quickly and get them ready for the rigor and for the intenseness that a wrestling match can be.
Hey, Lenny, can you get him doing, working? Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Sounds like you got some good assistants with you this year, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, losing Doug this year, this program, is synonymous with Doug Dieters, Mr. Froman, Mr. Wee Wee. Those are names that you hear for Franklin County, and I feel, I feel very honored to be able to pick up where Doug and Coach Wee Wee and Coach Froman left it and go from there. I mean, we even had Coach Phillips here for a while. I did get one of Coach Phillips' staff to come back out, Coach Payne, so I'm happy to have him. I got returning graduate from 3 years ago, Lenny Sizemore on the staff. I've got a graduate from last year, Cole Freeze, on the middle school staff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm ecstatic with the coaching that I got.
Well, that's a great thing because, boy, I know back in the early days, Justin, it was Coach Bill and pretty much Coach Bill. He might be lucky to have one assistant. I think Randy Johnson helped out for a few years. And when Coach Heim was there, I don't know if he had an assistant till Bill Froman jumped in and sort of became his apprentice. And he was an excellent coach. He was actually Bill's high school coach. So he was a wonderful guy. I had him as a teacher at BHS. But as far as, you know, some of the ladies I know on your team, what are you looking for? I mean, obviously it's too early in the season, but what's some things you're really working hard with the ladies first heading into their next matches?
Just doing the simple things the right way, the basics. We've got a very good base going with them. It's just staying on top of them to continue to do the basics the right way, and to just wrestle with intensity. That intensity means so much in this sport. If you don't have any, you can get rolled up pretty quick. So
Yeah.
Those are the two big goals: is finding, you know, that intensity and doing the basics the right way.
Sure. And do you have some that are just like, we even had this in soccer when I was head coach of soccer? Sometimes a new girl would come out and she was really bashful or timid, and I would always just kind of stress to them, look, soccer is not for the meek. It's not. You don't have much padding. You can count that you're going to get bumped, bruised, hurt, maybe a few tears. How do you get that point across to a rookie wrestler?
Well, realistically, you just got to push them. You gotta let them understand what they're getting into. You know, we had a few girls that weren't eligible to wrestle when we were at Monroe Central, so I told them, you know, sit back here and I want you to watch these matches. I want you to watch how intense some of these girls can be. Understand how rough the sport really can be.
Sure.
If you're not willing to deal with a bump or a bruise here and there, you're just not gonna. This isn't gonna be the sport for you.
Right.
That's something that, you know, everybody always talks about the physicality of wrestling. It's not the physicality that will get most kids to quit. It's the mental toughness.
Sure.
You know, being able to get tweaked or get banged up and push through and keep going. And that the only way you can really, and you know this from soccer, the only way you can really explain that to them is to put them on a mat and let them see what it's about.
Sure.
Because I can tell them all day long it's a rough sport, but they're not going to believe me until that first cross face.
Well, and Mike Tyson, I guess I shouldn't quote him, but he always said everybody's got a plan till they get hit in the face. And I think everybody thinks everything is fine until you get that first blow that really wakes you up to what you're in for. But that's good, and that's great, and you're doing great work, you and the assistants, with these ladies, and it looks like, and you know, I think you got just more to look forward to as the year goes on. But as far as your boys, are you able to fill all your classifications?
Right now it looks like we're going to. There may be a kid that'll wrestle up, or one that may have to cut a little bit to get to fill a weight class, but the way it's looking right now, I'm going to fill all the spots. And I was kind of worried about that because, I mean, we lost 11 seniors last year,
Sure.
8 varsity kids, 11 seniors total. And that was a great group of kids. And I figured we was going to have a real rough go of it this year, but I tell you what, I'm looking at a possible lineup that would be tough for most of the teams we're going to see all the way up to regional.
Sure.
I mean, are we going to win every match? Who knows? But they're going to know they wrestled us, and that's my goal right now, is just get better every week.
Well, and I tell you, Justin, I think the spirit of wrestling, I can just kind of see it being around the high school and the small jobs that I get to do for the high school. And me and Doug were pretty good friends. You know, I actually even coached him when he was in high school, not wrestling, but other sport. And he was saying, boy, it's hard to, there was a few years where it was getting hard to fill a team out. And now seeing your guys' information about the way the youth program's going and the excitement that seems to be around it, it seems like Franklin County Wrestling is really starting to get back on the map again. For as far as numbers, it's always been intense and a proud program, but definitely it seems like kids are catching the fever a little bit.
And I can tell you, you know, coming from, you know, this is my third program I've coached in, spent most of my coaching career till I got here at, a rival school, and I can tell you from experience, I hated coming down here and wrestling Franklin County. I don't care how good my team was or what. I hated coming down here, walking in this gym, and just knowing that I was going to have a fight. And I tell you, the kids that we got now are those kind of kids. I mean, just ones that I know other coaches are going to be like, man, we got to go Franklin County this weekend. So the history of Franklin County, the toughness of the wrestlers down here, you can go across the state, and people are going to agree that we've got some tough kids, and we've got some behaved kids, and I just foresee that we're just going up and up more and more every year. So.
Well, and that reflects good on you guys and your staff, because people just don't, in today's age, snap their fingers and just want to do something. They got to be encouraged and see enthusiasm. And obviously you and the staff or whoever's all working at the different age levels are providing that in a good way. But you've been with Franklin County, what, has it been about 4 years as an assistant or 3?
I was an assistant for 4 years. This is my first year as a head coach.
Sure.
This is my 5th year.
And you were also, Connorsville, you were up here, I know, when that Schaefer boy was wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes. And you wrestled at Connorsville, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I never got to know him, sadly. My wife's brother was, I believe, a state qualifier back in '91, Scotty Broyles.
Scotty Broyles.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was my wife's brother, and sadly, he passed away at a very young age. But she always said how he loved wrestling, and they were used to going to the Spartan Invitational. You know how wrestling matches are. They're not even meek for the fans. They got to bring their pillows and their food, and and it's usually an all day or an all weekend event. But as far as one last question, and I'll let you get back, Justin. Do you see some kids who really step forward early in the season in leadership roles?
We have. So far for the girls, I've got a really good group of captains. I got 4 girls that are going to captain us this year that I think is going to be, the girls that are going to lead this team. Same thing with the boys. I've got 4 boys on the boys team that they're going to be the guys, leading the way this year. And any one of the other juniors, seniors, heck, I've even got sophomores and freshmen in that room that could be a team captain tomorrow, and it would make sense because they're just it's a good group of kids. They work their butts off. They do what they're supposed to do. They're just hard-nosed, and they want to get better. They want to do better. They want the team to succeed. They want to continue to keep the pace that we've had the last couple of years. So I think we got a really good group of seniors this year and a really good group of returners. Well,
And I tell you, I think you've coached long enough and definitely been experienced enough to. One of the things I always enjoyed was seeing a young player, whether it be a boy or a girl, who may not have those qualities yet, but as the season goes on, they mature, they gain confidence, they just step forward and give it their all, whether the results are always there or not, or accept the good and bad, and even in a way start to show leadership. That's always rewarding as a coach when you see those players step forward.
I'll tell you one of my favorite things that have ever happened. And doesn't matter where I've coached, one of the favorite things I've had was we had a senior about 3 years ago who was JV, first-year wrestler, but was a natural-born leader. I mean, he would walk in that room, and if he said something, everybody around him listened. He may not have knew a bunch of wrestling, but by gosh, he could get them going. And our varsity wrestler that he was sitting number 2 behind got hurt, and he stepped up at conference, and he went on to place top 3 at conference, top 3 at sectional, and, was one match out of going to semi-state at regional. I mean, when you have that kid who's, like you said, shy or doesn't have the knowledge and all that, and see them, that growth that quick in a year is just amazing.
It is.
And that's that's the one story that sticks out the most to me, and that was Phoenix Simons, and he had some really interesting matches there his senior year.
Sure. Well, I tell you, Justin, we're rooting for you. The whole Franklin County group is, and us on the Coach's Corner crew. I don't know if you've ever seen our show. We're pretty technically challenged. We've got a good Thanksgiving episode coming out, and these interviews will be a part of that. Instead of our traditional Friday night midnight, it'll be Wednesday night. So maybe folks can watch and enjoy your interview over Thanksgiving. But I like to say this too. I mean, I've known you before you were a wrestling coach and stuff, but I just want to give you this little bit of advice. I don't think you need it. I coached my daughters on the high school level as well as the junior high. I know your daughter Sage is on the team. She's a wonderful girl. Got to know her this year in soccer. But just when you're busy with every other wrestler, just keep telling yourself to give yourself that one extra 10 seconds to be able to appreciate coaching your daughter, because that time goes fast, and enjoy it. That's my advice to you, because being able to coach my daughters on the soccer team was something, and whether they liked it or not, I don't know. but I sure did. And so you and your wife and the whole family just sit and enjoy that, as well as the other kids. Yes. Yeah.
Well, and I tell you, I love my daughter to death, but I've tried to fill this room with coaches that I know are good at what they're talking, or know what they're talking about, good at what they do, because there's sometimes that no matter how much Dad tells her something, she don't want to listen to it, but
it's the natural thing.
Tell her the same thing, so I like having some backup.
Well, that's awesome. But hey, if you ever want to come on the show here in the studio, here at my office at Brockman, you're welcome to. We've got some remotes that we do now. Did our first remote interviews tonight. So we're trying to grow, but you're welcome on the show anytime. Just reach out to us, and I hope to make it to some of your matches. And I'm glad to see that, Justin, that you're taking up the reins and made, like I always used to say to Doug and Coach Bill and all them, I said, you make wrestling exciting for us people who don't know a lot about wrestling. So we congratulate you and we tip our hats to you, and we wish you nothing but the best. And so we again, you're welcome on this show anytime.
I kind of wanted to show you something here.
Yes.
See that banner behind us?
Oh, I sure. Yes.
I finally got our 2024 banner up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's I always tease Todd Saxtetter, ask him if he can still fit in his wrestling singlet, and but that's awesome.
See that.
Yes, but hey, again, best of luck to you. Hope to catch you on the road as the year goes on, and for you and your wife and Sage and everybody, all your family and all the wrestling kids and the coaches, you all have a happy, safe Thanksgiving. Okay.
You and your family as well, Bob.
All right. We thank you, and you're welcome anytime.
All right, see you, Rob.
Thanks, Justin. Bye. Well, that was Justin Lysing, who, no doubt about it, gave an awesome interview. I'm proud to know Justin through Masonic Lodge. Always a wonderful guy, and he's going to do right by Franklin County Wrestling. So now we'll try to keep on schedule. I'm going to call Kyle Van Meter, see if we can reach him. FaceTime Kyle Van Meter. Kyle, is that you?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Doing good.
Well, I'm going to turn the camera around so the folks at home can see you. We want to see a good-looking guy like you. We want to make sure everybody sees his face.
Yeah.
You may not be able to see our screen, Kyle, but we can see you. So I'm sure you just had practice at the old high school a little while ago.
Yeah, we got finished about 6 o'clock.
Oh. Well, I was over doing a remote. We got some remote equipment now. I was over with Brandon and Rob Cowan over in the old Brookville High School. So I figured you guys were over there in the gym. So that's a good place to practice, the old BHS. You do it proud.
Yeah, we're lucky to still have it. It's a cool gym to be able to practice in for sure.
Well, good. Well, hey, obviously you're already 4 games or 5 games into the season?
4 games.
Okay, and you got a busy weekend coming up. Your competition's been awesome that you've been playing. So just give us an overview, recap on what's been good and what's been tough, and what you look for upcoming here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so start of the season, we have 9 varsity players, full-time varsity players, all of them working, competing for minutes, and honestly told them, like, start of the season, we're kind of looking at rotations and looking at players that earn some spots, and that first game we played Rising Sun, we hit 15 three-pointers. Senior Reagan Minetti hit 7, so she tied the school record that night, and beat Rising Sun pretty easily, but then we turned around, we knew we had 3 really, really tough games. Madison, they won 16 games last year, and they returned everybody. And then we played East Central, obviously. I think they're ranked like 17 in the state, regardless of class. And then we played Northeastern third, and then that's a 24-2 team a year ago that returned 1,000-point score. So Madison game was kind of rough for us, but our freshman, Cody Cox, that does a lot of scoring for us, she has like some shoulder issues that she deals with, and so she had that kind of issue act up again in the second quarter, and so she didn't play the rest of the Madison game, and then she didn't play the East Central game. The East Central game, I'm sure from fans, was probably not the best game to watch because we turned the ball over a lot, but what I told our team was I was real proud of their effort on defense because that's the 17th best team in the state, and they turned the ball over 25 times. We did force them to 25 turnovers. And then the Northeastern game, I think you were there, right? I think I saw you.
Yes, I was.
Another good team, physical game, but we were down 1 with like 3 minutes left. Just couldn't executed well offensively. Just couldn't knock down some shots. Just couldn't hit the open shots that we executed for. But that happens. Northeastern was able to pull away, and so we're sitting at 1-3, but those 3 teams we knew were going to be really tough. As a coach, you're like, oh, the Northeastern game, you're like, oh, if we would have did this, we would have did that, maybe we pull out that win. But it's about the process. It's about, just getting better every day. So I think we're playing well. I think we're deep. Obviously, we have senior Ruby Singer who anchors the middle. We got our freshman Cody who kind of has really shown what she could do on the floor for us. We got a lot of seniors, like besides Ruby Kendall, Jalen, Lila, Reagan, and then we got the twins of Kaylee and Christy. And so we're just every day just showing up, making sure they're working hard. I will say that about this group. This group is one of the hardest, if not the hardest working team that I've been able to coach. And so that's a big thing for me. And so, yeah, we got Friday, Saturday this weekend. Friday we have Union County. They're a talented team, but they're young. They have a lot of freshmen. And then Saturday we have Madison Shaw, and they have maybe the best player that will play all year.
Oh,
so
really?
That'll be a good game too.
Okay, that's interesting. Again, I was at the Northeastern game, and yet I know you guys at one point were down quite a bit. It might have been about 17 points or something close to that. But I tell you what, seeing those girls step up and knocking down some outside shots, and then of course, like I said, Ruby getting her shots and things. Basically, I always like to say you start to see a team start to grow up a little bit, and to make that comeback, it looked like they were in the beginning stages of a growing up process as a team.
Yeah, I hope so. Definitely, yeah, it was a good sign for us that. Like I said, this team doesn't seem to waver. Like they know, we're definitely limited on some things, but they're going to show up. They're going to fight back. They're not going to back down from nobody. They're going to work hard. They're able to take a hit from another team, or kind of go another team going to run and keep playing and respond well, which is a good sign. And hopefully, playing all those tough teams early on, hopefully it prepares us. As our schedule gets, we play a tough schedule. Like, we don't have many weak teams on the schedule, but, they're not every team we're going to play is going to be ranked like the last 3 teams have been.
Well, on the EIAC conference has historically been a really good girls basketball conference. Some years Batesville's better or Greensburg, but you don't get many nights off in conference, that's for sure. Because it's a battle. It's tough venues to go play in, good fan bases, a lot of excitement. So there's no easy rides, that's for darn sure.
No, I think Greensburg is the favorite still, but East Central obviously. Greenberg East Central. They're like almost ranked back to back. So it's one of those. I think those two teams. That'll be a pretty good game whenever they play. They're probably the favorites in the conference, and then our sectional. Greensburg East Central's not our sectional, but Greensburg is, and obviously they went to the state game last year.
Yes.
And then Jennings County's in our sectional too. And Jennings County has a girl that just committed to Kansas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Seems, I think I always say all the time when I get interviewed from people from Indy, I'm like, I think people, don't really understand how good the talent of girls basketball is down here in this part of the state, because you get down here, it gets pretty loaded.
Well, and there have been good teams, because a few years ago when Northeastern was home and the Parcher girl was only a sophomore, and I forget that other great guard, they were a tremendous team. And, of course, they've had a pretty good program going up there for a while, especially rebounding when they couldn't hardly fill a JV team one year. So they've made a nice comeback. But I think you guys are working hard in this. Is there anything that stands out that you're really happy with right now, and some things individually maybe for some players you want to work on?
Yeah. So like I said, the biggest thing is how hard this team works. Like I've had the privilege of coaching some pretty good, talented, skilled players. And again, like this team, these players, they may be limited in some things they can do, but they want to work at it really, really hard. They have good attitudes, and that's kind of what I've been the most proud of, is just how they come in every day, listening, they want to be coached. They're ready to work hard. They're ready to, listen to coaches, whoever it is. That's been a big deal. And then I'm pretty proud of Cody Cox, our freshman. Like I said, her coming in, I didn't really know. I knew she had this talent, but, going from 8th grade to varsity basketball is a pretty big ask. And she's basically only got to play 2 games, and she scored 16 in one and 18 in the other. So, she's going to end up being a really good basketball player for us for the next 4 years. Then Ruby, obviously, she's been taking a beating. Teams like they see us on the scouting report, like their whole goal is to try to beat her down, and she takes it. But I've been really proud of her, being able to fight through the bumps and bruises and keep showing up. And then obviously we just need, all the rest of them are really solid, good players that can do some things. We just need some more consistency from some of them here or there in terms of scoring and stuff, so we can kind of rely on them. But I think it's going to come. Like I said, we came into the season usually we come into the season with all right, here's our roles. This is what your role is. And this year, there was just a lot of them that were so even that I was like, you guys are going to have to etch out your roles in the first couple weeks of the season. And we're starting to see that. Roles are starting to come. And I think kids, even though if one player is having a good night, the other player is able to cheer them on still. And that's just so good to see, because obviously we want to win, but I just want the players to enjoy themselves, enjoy working hard, enjoy being together.
I tell you what, and you've been through it for several years now. I think this is your 4th year as head coach?
My 5th year.
5th year. You've definitely, boy, that time flies. It does. It really does. Seeing a team embrace the grind, fighting their way through the adversity of the tough times, and putting that experience to their benefit later on and having success, that's one of the most rewarding things about coaching. And if you keep, and when their attitude helps them get through those rough times, that speaks a lot for those girls as basketball players and just as people. So I think you got a darn good group to work with, and we're anxious to watch and cheer for you as the season progresses on. So it's a big weekend this weekend. Hopefully we fill Wildcat Gym a couple times for you.
Yeah, I think, I love our gym. I always say that. I'm like, our gym is probably my favorite gym to play in, and that's even with the bowl and stuff. I just really like our gym, and our fans are there when guys there. It gets pretty rocking.
Yes.
So yeah, I think the one is I want to make sure I shout out Audrey Mears too. Audrey's a sophomore.
Oh, sure.
She stepped up big for us too, and she's
Yeah.
been playing well too. I think she's the one I maybe just kind of didn't mention earlier.
No, she has can see already that there's been improvement from her freshman year to now, and she'll continue to improve, I'm sure. So, well, anyway, hey, you don't get much free time, so I'm going to let you go, and just remember you can come on the show or call us anytime. We like to do these phone interviews a little bit now to save you guys wear and tear of traveling or eating up too much of your time. But we're going to stay rooting for you and looking forward to that sectional being at Franklin County too this year.
Yeah, that'll be a good deal. Hopefully, hosting it means that we get a good draw.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to probably need some backup on doing announcing those games if they allow me to do it. But that's going to be exciting, and we're looking forward to that. So,
Yeah,
but a long way between now and then. So. So good luck this weekend. We'll be there rooting for you and everything. And you and your wife and that young daughter of yours who's getting more fired up at the games now. Between your wife taking care of her and the manager Gina and Cora and anybody who's around, she might be sitting on the bench with you by middle of the year.
Yeah, she's starting to getting bigger and bigger every day. So I came home today. I was like, she's starting to talk more and more, and just it flies. I'll be close my eyes and she'll be probably out there playing for me. It seems crazy, but that seems how fast it's going.
I hope so. That'd be wonderful. And I know you got some good assistant coaches again this year, and you guys are working hard. And you just keep plowing away, and your Franklin County's glad to have you guys and gals.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my assistants are Michael Kristoff, been with me for a long, long time. He would coach junior high basketball with me. And then Abby Woods now, Franklin County graduate. Love having her on the staff. And then our new coach this year is Dylan Miller.
Yes.
He was the varsity coach at Cambridge City, and he's came down to, kind of help us out. And he's got some strong ties to Franklin County. He's married to Caitlin Mergenthal, who played for Brad Stacy.
Yeah.
Back in 2000, she graduated in 2012. So he's got some connections to FC, which is what I always like. I want to see people love Franklin County as much as I do. So yeah, love our staff. We love being around each other. They work hard at it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to let you go so you can have some relaxed time and be ready for the next few days that are going to be busy. And again, we'll be cheering for you, and you and the whole Van Meter family. You guys have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
All right, we'll see you on Friday.
See ya.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yep.
That was Kyle Van Meter, of course, head coach of ladies basketball, working hard with his staff and getting those ladies into the next part of their season. So we wish them luck. So now we'll keep this show rolling. I'm going to try to get Mark Foster on the line. FaceTime Mark Foster. See if we have some luck here. We're on schedule pretty well. So far, nothing. Kind of quiet in here tonight. Call Mark Foster. Again, while we're waiting to hear from Mark, again, this is a 3-part episode. Getting ready to come out on a different night. Mark might be tied up for a second here. Trying back here in a second. I'll leave a message.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, Mark. It's Rob up here at the Coach's Corner crew. We just tried a FaceTime and regular call. When you get this message, feel free to do a FaceTime. We'd love to see your face. Or you can just call regular. And I'll fill in some time in between then. Thanks, Mark. So, Mark, we're going to wait and see if we get some response there back from Mark. In the meantime, thinking about some upcoming things for the Coach's Corner crew. We've been, for the whole year, and it was funny, it was the 1-year anniversary of our first regular episode just the other day. Came up on Huffy's phone. We celebrated the 1-year anniversary from the pilot just right there before Halloween. And we're trying some new things, like with the remote setup that we have. Very simple, actually, that June got for us, working with my phone and downloading through our Riverside. So, we're trying to do some more things. But one of the episodes, I'll talk about this right now, why we got some time, is we've been promising to try to get going, is the CYO episode. Now, everybody remembers me as a longtime CYO coach. Of course, I played that CYO basketball, and I coached CYO softball back in the day. And I've had so many of the former players, former teammates say, hey, when are we going to get that show together? And it's always been kind of a daunting task to figure out, well, how are we going to do this? Like tonight's show is going to run probably close to 2 hours. Well, a CYO one could last 5 hours, and you just can't do like 5 different episodes about CYO. But to any of our CYO players that are out there who follow us and listen, want to know that we haven't forgot about you. We want to do a segment, an entire show that bridges when CYO got restarted back up my sophomore year, bridging into when Eddie Moster came, my senior year, started coaching, the successful years that Eddie had, dip into a little bit of Roger's years and Earl's years that filled the gap until I got back involved in it, which was, I think, time's starting to fly now. It was about 2008, 2009. And then I stayed with it till about 2000. Gosh, I think I got done the second time in about 2014. So I was back into it for about 6 or 7 years, about 18 years total. And we can maybe do some phone interviews. We want to have some of the people here in studio, bring them in like sections, or maybe do it down at, this is Mark. I'll talk about St. Michael's later. Mark, is that you?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, are you available for FaceTime?
Yeah, just gotta
Here, I'll.
switch this over.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay.
Sorry, I was a
No.
little bit, I lost track of time and, oh my God.
Oh, all right, there's your face. Looks like you're still on the job somewhere.
Actually, my son and I are down at the Frank County High School, and I lost total track of time, and we're redoing the girls and boys locker room currently.
Oh, I thought that was one of the new projects. That's going to be awesome.
Super excited about it.
Well, we won't hold you, Mark. You don't get any free time, so we won't keep you too long. But thanks for coming on, first thing. And
Absolutely.
We're trying some new things. I did some remote interviews tonight over at the old high school. We'll see how that works. But hey, the season opens tomorrow night with the scrimmage, and next week full go against Hagerstown. So catch us up to date on how it's all going in the early starts here.
Well, it's I don't know. It's when it's early like this, it's really, really hard to get a good idea of what you got until you start actually seeing other competition and seeing what our guys do. We're very comfortable with each other. But, it'll be curious to see what kind of guys step up and what roles everybody fills. And we're super excited to get started. I know that. I think we're getting tired of practicing each other for sure.
Sure. And that can be tedious. The boys start to get the itch. And those practices right before those opening games can be hard on the coaches and hard on everybody. Tempers start to run a little short.
We've been running into that a little bit here in the early part of this week. We've had these guys all of June. We've had most of them all of, August, September, October, lifting and, shooting and stuff like that. And, and we got excited when we got our football guys back. But the thing is that, like you just said, it's, it's a thing where they're kind of chomping at the bit to get started. They're ready to see what the other teams throw at them and what we can do against them and what we can stop them from doing. And we're super excited.
Well, the schedule, as usual, is going to be a tough one. Looking ahead at some of them, we got a couple new opponents on there this year. That's exciting.
Yeah, we do actually. So we're super excited about that. We've got we're going to go up to Newcastle and play. Every year things kind of change a little bit in terms of scheduling because of, in 2 years, or last year, I guess it was, we had to drop some and add some based on how the IHSA redid the sectionals. And so we added Jennings County and dropped some teams that we were playing, and because Jennings County is now in our sectional. And so it's always kind of changing for basketball for sure.
Sure. And I always enjoy that opening season Hagerstown. I got a son-in-law who is a good football player. I got the old Hagerstown Tiger patch back here, actually. Give them some props. But that's going to be a lot of fun. It's always exciting right before Thanksgiving to get started. And I'm looking forward to you guys seeing how you get to do on the court. As far as the varsity, we'll just stay mostly with the varsity and the JV group. Is your numbers good, Mark, throughout the two programs right now?
We're at about 21, 22. Our JV team's gonna be a lot of freshmen this year. But we got a lot of kids that are working hard, so they're gonna struggle just with the speed of the game and the physicality at being freshmen and possibly playing against juniors or sophomores. So they're gonna struggle early on, but they continue to get better, banging with our guys daily, and I think they're gonna hit the door, hit the floor running, and they're going to continue to get better as the year goes.
Has there been any new arrivals that have been away from basketball, or maybe anybody new coming out for the team that could make an impact early?
Eli Emerine decided to play this year. He was a really good offensive lineman for the football team.
Sure.
And he wanted to play his senior year, and we're excited to have him. He'll bring some physicality to our team. He's currently in a boot right now, though, so he didn't play, I believe, the last 2 or 3 football games. Yep. With a high ankle sprain, a little bit of an Achilles issue. So he's dealing with that. Besides that, we got a Tristan Ulmer. He's came in and he played with us all summer, and he'll be new to our program. And so we're excited to welcome those guys. But besides that and the freshmen coming in, that's about all we have that's new.
Well, and I know you had a talented freshman class last year, and obviously a lot of those boys will be seeing more varsity action and maybe still able to fill in on the JV team also. But as far as the health of the team, everybody knows that Max had a tough injury there and may miss a lot of the time or a lot of the season. And that's disappointing for us fans and for the team. But is the health of the team, other than that, pretty good? I know you mentioned Eli.
Yeah, I mean, right now, knock on wood, we're in pretty good shape. Injuries, little nicks and scratches and bruises from banging against each other are flaring up a little bit. But besides that, Max has got the broken collarbone, and he'll probably be out. We're hoping to get him first of the year. And then, if everything goes well with rehab, physical therapy, and all that good stuff, we're hoping to get him back around the first of the year. And then Eli just had his MRI today, so we'll see what he has to deal with after that's read. Probably tomorrow, hopefully. So he'll be out for probably about 2 or 3 more weeks would be my guess. Besides that, knock on wood, we're pretty fortunate to have a bunch of healthy guys that are ready to go out and compete.
Well, that's good, and it's going to be, you could tell almost the freshmen last year who were playing a lot of JV minutes and getting some varsity minutes. there's that big jump, for a freshman. It seems like they're just speed into the game in the beginning, but that long, hard season wears on them a little bit, and that can even be a little bit of sophomores. But I'm sure they're working hard on their conditioning, and the excitement of it can help fight you through a lot of that fatigue also.
Oh, absolutely. They, when you go from playing in the junior high level and practicing 4 nights a week and playing, about half to just a little over half a schedule, once you get to the high school level, when it goes, all of a sudden you're playing or practicing 6 nights a week, and it gets to be quite the drain, and it kind of smacks them in the face. But I think our sophomores are going to handle it really well, just because they've played a lot of basketball, and they really, really dedicated themselves throughout the summer with their conditioning and their weightlifting and changing their bodies. So we're kind of excited to see. I don't expect them to hit the wall as bad as they did last year, for sure.
Well, and you've got some leadership, obviously, coming back. It's hard to believe these guys are seniors. I tell you what, time flies for just us people who sit back and get to be a part of the program or watch the games. But I know it obviously flies for you, thinking of Brady and Carson and that group of seniors already.
Yeah, it seems like yesterday they were, playing in the junior high level, or we were taking them all over the place to play in dirt road basketball, and now all of a sudden they're seniors. But those two especially have done a really, really good job since March, to be honest with you, taking over the reins, being the leaders in the classroom, in the school, and then, on the basketball floor and in the community. Can't be any more proud of those two. And, we have a couple other really good seniors that have been doing things. Gavin Gilman will be back this year.
Gavin's back.
He's dealt with a knee injury for the last 2 years, so right now he's looking really, really good, and he's healthy. So we're excited for him, and he just does a lot of great stuff for us. And then you got Evan Flashpolar, that he just will work his tail off and do anything you ask him, and he's so much fun to coach. And we just have a really, really good group of kids. Not only as on the basketball floor, we hope to get as many wins as we can and compete at the best level we can. But we also have these kids that are doing awesome things in the community. They're getting good grades in the classroom. They're leaders within the school and on the team. And we're just super proud and lucky to have the kids that we have in this program.
Well, they are a good bunch of kids and represent Franklin County High School and themselves well. And it's a lot of fun, and you guys do a great job. Derek's back with you again, I'm sure, and Dylan, and I'm kind of spacing Brett, maybe. Okay. Well, good. You got a darn good group of coaches working with them, and you guys always do an outstanding job. But I'm excited to hear that Gavin was able to be back, because last year, that JV game, he got to play at Hagerstown. I was like, oh man, he's getting his way back, because he's really had a rough time with that injury.
Yeah, and the kid could have, he first did it his sophomore year, and then he did it again as a junior, and a different knee, and he's just been there for everything. When you deal with adversity like that, it's really easy just to go away. And he's been in the locker room, he's been at every practice, he's been at every conditioning, he's been at every weightlifting in the summer. He went and watched us play at Super Hoops in Fort Wayne in Marion, Indiana this summer. I mean, he's just part of it, and he always is going to be part of it. He loves the other guys on the team, and he has handled his injuries and adversity as good as anybody I've ever seen.
Well, he's got a lot of spunk. He's a heck of a nice kid. I know it was cool to see all those boys play tennis and help fill out the tennis team this year. That was a good thing. And,
right, yeah, that was really good of them.
Yeah, and have some fun with it. But hey, I know you're busy. You want to get that locker room. Is it going to be done soon? Is it going to be ready for opening night?
We're working our tails off, Rob.
If I quit talking, it might be.
No, nothing to do with it. We're just trying to get everything done. It's a process. We can't be any more proud that Rusty Sprague and his passing, and Gene and his wife donated the money to Franklin County High School, and Dustin Riley has upgraded our facilities by doing this, and the kids are super happy, excited to get in there. And the guys that are doing it are just, doing a great job, and it's a little bit of a process, but we're trying to get in there as quick as we can.
Well, get your dad in down there and have him paint.
But there might be more cleanup work after that's done than it's worth.
Well, I'm going to feed him barbecue this Friday. He likes my barbecue, so we'll get him primed up, ready for you to watch you guys. And but Mark, I'm going to let you get back at it. Just remember that you're welcome on the show anytime, and we'll, as the season goes on, whether it be a phone call or if you want us to come down and interview you down at the gym, we can do that now. And we're just looking forward, excited to watch the boys and the coaches and the excitement of Franklin County boys basketball and girls basketball and the wrestling. And I sure thank you and Kyle and Coach Lysing for joining our show tonight. And I sure appreciate it.
Well, we really appreciate what you do, getting the names out and following high school sports, and we're super excited to have you guys cover it and do everything that you do, and the kids like to listen to this show and hear their names. And yeah, if there's anything you need and you need another one, we'll be happy to do it for you.
All right. Well, hey, Mark, be safe out there. Good luck with the next few days. Good luck tomorrow. I won't get to make it tomorrow, but I hope to be announcing for you on Tuesday. But along with that, you and your entire family have a good, happy, safe Thanksgiving.
Yes, you too, and thanks for everything you do.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. We'll see you.
You have a great night.
Okay, thank you, sir. That was Mark Foster, working hard there. And that's it for our interviews tonight. Folks, it's been a busy night for the Coach's Corner crew. Again, this one with everything that June's going to splice together, it's going to be about 2 hours long. So just remember, you can always watch it in sections. Don't be scared off by a 2-hour podcast. Watch a little of it here, a little of it there. Again, the show's going to come out at midnight this time, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, next Wednesday. Give June and Shelby a chance to get this thing edited. Hopes our listeners and watchers will maybe turn it on in between turkey dinners on Thanksgiving or in between football games. So anyway, and I didn't get to finish my CYO spiel, but we'll get back to that. But anyway, I'm going to call it a wrap. It's been a 3-section show tonight, and I think you've all heard enough of old Rob Allen. So again, for all of our guys who've been a part of the show today, Huffy, Wes, Doug Kuntz jumping in earlier, Brandon, Rob at the high school, Travis, sorry he couldn't be there, but we love him, miss him. To our interviews, Justin Lysing, Kyle Van Meter, Mark Foster, excellent job, and we're sure looking forward to you and wish you and the players all the best. So on that note, I'm going to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to spending it with my large group of family now, and I hope you and yours, enjoy and be safe. So on that, we're going to sign off from here in Connersville, Indiana at the Coach's Corner Crew office. Be safe. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for all of our listeners and viewers. Good night, everybody.